Welcome back to the third video in our series. Now this is probably going to be the heaviest of the videos because what we're going to do during this time is start at ground zero, build an annual plan, fill it out, build release plans, get all the way to the end to where we're tracking our progress. It sounds like a lot. I will condense it. We'll fly through it. Without further ado, let's hit the tool. All right, before we get started with building a plan, the first thing I want to point out is the work. Now, typically when you enter a yearly planning cycle, you'll be doing some strategic planning. Usually that's in a tool that's not Rally, something like Clarity, which does a great job from Broadcom, or another PPM tool. Once you've created those ideas and broke them into, let's call them big rocks, you're going to want to bring them into Rally to do the work planning. Now, in this example, that level is capability, one above feature. And this, I would say, is the critical point to link between your strategic planning and your work planning. Get that level to sync. Let's go build our plan. Now this is going to happen, maybe it's September-ish. You're looking at the annual plan for next year. First thing you're going to do is just create it. And you have a plan of plans button, start and end release. And we're going to do it at the capability level. It's one above feature. I think you'll get the most bang for your buck from that selection. Roll up and mirror, we have another video that goes into this, but to sum it up, if your delivery stream structure kind of mirrors your organizational structure, choose roll up. If not, mirror. We're going to do roll up. And now we're going to add our projects. Why not add teams? Well, because at this level, I'm worried about my release trains, my delivery streams. And in this example, we do that by geographic location. So you can see we have regions and teams within these, but we're going to report on our big rocks by the release trains, delivery streams. And for us, those are geographic. So I'm going to add Australia, EMEA, and North America to the list. The next thing we can do is we can fill in their capacities. Enter that in, got a nice big green bar that looks wonderful. Let's start adding those big rocks. For Australia, we know that we are going to want all of the blue ones. EMEA is going to get all of the green and orange ones. Lastly, we're going to add all of the purple ones to North America. So now we can take our first look at how our plan is shaping up. Now it's important to think of this as not trying to go into a room and come out with, Michelangelo's David. What you're trying to do is take a block of marble and make it just a little less of a block of marble. Right away you can see that EMEA is way over, and so we're gonna have to do something. And I just know that, you know what, we can move these Amazon ones. Those can get just moved wholesale to North America. So let's just do that. This is another way to assign objects if you don't want to go through the drop down. You can do this fairly simply. No value in allocation just means they're going to do the whole thing. So move those over. That helped, but not really. What else can we do? Well, Oracle, PMP, and Splunk, we can move those to Australia. Australia is still good. North America is good. We're still over in EMEA. You know what? We're gonna have to get rid of some stuff. We can't do everything. So we're not gonna be able to enable our existing satellites with AI. Sorry. And the Asia hub for our nonprofit, that's not gonna fit this year. Great. So now we've got a little space and everything. Everything seems to be within plan. Wonderful. What are these red arrows then? What's all this problem going on? This is just telling you that you don't have features. You don't have any feature estimates. But for us at this stage, this is okay. We now have a plan that we feel is doable. The next step is product, engineering, maybe some team leads. Let's break these big rocks into just generally the features that we're going to need to complete them. And let's just throw some preliminary wild guesses for their estimate, then come back and look at this and see, are we still in plan? Remember, it's iterative. We're just going a cycle, feedback cycle to feedback cycle, just so that we can get the most achievable plan we can get. And now our plan looks like this. We have feature estimates. We have, well, it looks like we still are good on capacity, but the problem now that I see as I hover over is that the feature estimate exceeds what we thought the capability would be. So in essence, what's going on is our engineers have created all the features, they've estimated them, but the sum of those is bigger than we thought it was in the beginning. So we need to do some adjustments. A couple things we can do. We can allocate things just like normal. So you know what? We're going to split up North America here. We'll give 78 of that to EMEA, and maybe we'll give another 80 of it to North America. We can also adjust our estimate. We can decide, hey, well, we're gonna put in a new refined estimate that's maybe 50, because they say it's 40, but we think it's even going to grow more than that. With some more movie magic, I'm going to snap my fingers, and we're going to have done all of those discussions, had all those conversations, and are now looking at our plan where we've adjusted for the feature estimates, and we've removed, allocated, changed our plan to make it look better. So I will snap and we'll be there. Okay, here we are in the future. So we've edited a bunch of things. The estimated column now is much more specific, because in a lot of cases we've looked at what the capability estimate was, what the features, some of the feature estimates were, and we've reconciled them. We've made capabilities bigger, smaller, we've removed features, we've allocated things. Basically, we've tried to address all of those little red warnings, those conversation markers, to make sure we were back to an achievable plan. So what happens now? Go into Q1 with each of these delivery streams, create a capacity plan with your teams, and look at those features and plan it out. When you're done, we come back to here. We can see the summary, but connect those plans. They're existing. There's Q1 for Australia. Let's connect it. Wonderful. EMEA, they have one too. Let's connect that one. There it is. So this is the process that will go on and on. You'll keep adding capacity plans. Hopefully you'll come into this capacity plan and you'll fix it, because the summary here is indicating that it's not achievable. So you'll fix it. And you'll do this as you go forward throughout your year. Eventually, that will look like this. We've at least gotten done with our Q1 planning. Q2 is about half planned already, and we've even started to think a little bit about quarters 3 and quarters 4. And then as time goes on, your plan will start to look like this. You'll start to get those dark blue sections indicating how you're progressing, how your actuals are looking against your plan. You'll also be able to see the progress towards these big rocks as a whole in this screen, giving you better visibility into those large items you're trying to accomplish. So obviously we went through that really fast. This process is typically something that's going to take you well over a year to get through. From starting from those vague ideas all the way to crossing the finish line with all of your hopes and dreams being accomplished. But there's a couple key takeaways I hope that you're getting from this. First of all is that there actually is no extra work here. You're doing this already. You're doing this in spreadsheets, you're doing this on whiteboards, you're doing this in other tools. But if you're going to use Rally to track your work, why not do it right here? You get those flags for conversations you need to have. You get free tracking. You get a single place to look at your trains of trains and how those are progressing. Another big takeaway here is that the cycles are so important. Refinement is so important. Please don't go and make a full year plan on January 1st. Please don't do that. Start with that block of marble. Start with just right sizing it. And does it look good? Then going to another step of refinement. Does it look good? Go to another step of refinement. Does it look good? And do your quarterly planning as you normally would, but come back here to check to make sure that your end of year still looks achievable. Thank you for sticking with me. This has been a little bit more of an in-depth video, but I appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you again in future videos.